Have you ever felt burnt out? Well, me, I personally lost my job last month and I'm feeling burnt out. Let's talk about it in episode 98 of the Books by Josh audio immersion, and this is titled Josh versus Burnout. Earlier in February, I did talk about, hey, I might not have this job anymore. I knew it was coming, and it did come into fruition. So I've been dealing with that, and I've been feeling burnt out. I have 3 podcasts, and I honestly didn't want to press record for those 3 podcasts this week. I actually thought about using my AI voice and just scripting out everything because I've been feeling burnt out, no job, sitting here. I do make money on the side, so that's not as much of a problem with unemployment, things like that. It's just your mental state of well being isn't there. I know it isn't there for me, so I've been burnt out, honestly. My sleep schedule is a mess, and I've been here creating in the back, but how am I dealing with burnout? Right now, take it day by day, honestly. Been listening to a lot of music, just doom scrolling, YouTube shorts, things like that. It's not healthy, but my YouTube shorts are like podcast clips, stuff like that for other creators. So it's not all like recreation. I am getting some stuff out of it, but honestly, just sitting here, taking a step back and focusing on other endeavors. So I'm still creating right now. Rehab with a writer have 25 chapters. It's like second draft quality right now. As of recording, 40. I have a couple other ventures I started. Like I launched the Etsy store, try something there. I have another YouTube channel. I'm doing different type of content. I'm not going to plug them in here. That's not what this episode's for. This is for the Books by Josh audio immersion. This is just me telling you personal stuff because it's like me venting. But it's like burnout comes to all of us, and being a creative is even worse because you don't want to create anymore. Like I mentioned, I have all those other things I'm doing on the side, but it's like I'm learning now when I do a podcast to try to redo it as a blog post, on my Medium account, just to get some more listeners that way, build the audience, things like that, because I'm not really in social media. Because I don't feel like the need to say, hey, look, I'm doing this, doing that. I know I need to. Might start Blue Skies this week. But like social media was never me. I'm not one to post about myself. I'll take pictures that never see a light of day. Just to have, for the memories. Not to say, hey, look, I did this, you didn't, blah, blah, blah. It's one thing. A lot of people on social media like to brag, but I digress. The main thing is like burnout. You're sitting there, you're looking at the sheet of paper, trying to figure out, hey, how do I do this? How can I be more creative? Because I mentioned I'm burnt out, but I'm doing these other things, and they're newer endeavors, but the traction's not there yet. And it's like I put in like 4 or 5 hours doing this per day. I'm working on it, and it's like there's no returns. I'm not talking about like monetary. It's just like the analytics stuff like that. And I'm like, was this the right thing to do? Because it's like I could have spent more time doing this other thing. But then, what if that doesn't pan out? You start getting your own head. You're your own worst enemy. That's the problem. Because you start doubting yourself. Self doubt is horrible. And when it's partnered with burnout, it's even worse because you're already tired. You already tried this and that, and you're just tired of it all. You don't want to get out of bed in the morning. And I fully get it. And it's like to see the numbers not going up, and you're like, oh, what am I going to do? It's like for this podcast episode, I named it this because I looked at my analytics and I'm like, whoa, look, these episodes do better named like this. So I'm like, oh, I'll do it for this and see. It's like I have to become more strategical, can't do things the old way because they're not working. So being burnt out is not an excuse to keep doing the thing the same way and expecting different results. It's time to adjust. If it's not something you want to hear, I understand. You could be burnt out at a dead end job. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. I worked for a lease to own company as an assistant manager for quite some time and got injured on the job. And I hated some of the tasks I was doing there. I had to essentially harass people to collect payment. Every day, calling references, things like that is not something I wanted to do. And I honestly, I didn't put maximum effort in it because it's like they're not gonna pay. And I did have to repossess some stuff, and it was a horrible feeling. And I've been burnt out from that, which is why I went to the job after. And I was there for over 5 years and made a lot of money, even though I hated what I was doing. I made a lot of money. And I'm thankful for that. But honestly, burnout is something almost everybody goes through. Some people seek therapies, some people drown it in vices. I can't say what's better, but if you're harming yourself, I would recommend trying to seek help. Not saying like not to drink a beer every now and then or a shot, but when it affects others, that's when there's a problem. I'm not here to judge, I'm just talking off the cuff like always. But with the burnout in a career, all you can do is like look for a skill that might accelerate your growth in another field. Like I got a project manager certificate just because, even though with the rise of AI, even though I'm advocate in a workflow for I see that type of role going away for the entry level because of the LLMs and everything like that. But if you're in a situation similar to me, like you have some time off, I'm not telling you to just live off the system. Look, but also try to get some new skills. Try to go write that book. Go start that business you want to start. Heck, if you live in an area that you can do something like vending machines, things like that, see if it's a viable option for you. Or mobile car wash. You know, you have a car, you get some buckets, a pressure washer, things like that, sponges, you get the soap. You can make a couple dollars here and there. Because I worked in advertisement, speaking with business owners that have had that, and I got insight on that, which is why I'm thankful for my previous position because I was able to learn more about advertising and also working with business owners that I haven't done in almost a decade. So there's a lot of things you can do. Break up the traditional routine. You know, if you're a night owl like me, try become a early bird. Wake up early and go for a jog, go for a walk. See the world how different it is during the day. Try to do what you do at night in the day, like me. At night, I'm writing, I'm recording, I'm working on different things. I could try during the day and see if it flows better, things like that. It's just to break up the monogamy. By doing that, it could help with the burnout. It might help. I can't say for sure because I'm not in your shoes. Like I said, for me, for my burnout, it's just getting up and sitting down and actually putting pedal to the metal and creating even though I don't want to. Because it's like my numbers aren't where I want them to be. They are numbers, but they're not where I want them to be. And the income I'm receiving isn't to the level that I don't have to look for endeavors to supplement this, you know? So that's why I launched two new endeavors, things like that. I, right now, am not looking for another employment. I'm building my skill set. And you know what? Baseball's about to start, so I'm going to a few games. I'm not spending all of my money, you know, I'm not trying to dip into my savings, investments, things like that. Just live on unemployment, make sure all my bills are paid, make sure I'm still investing, things like that. But right now, this is the time if you're stuck, like I said, in a similar boat as me, let me know. Go to my site, leave a comment, send me an email about how you're feeling. I'll read my emails. Right now, it's just marking as, oh, do you know how your podcast is ranked? I don't care about that. My podcast is here for my listeners to listen to my 2 cents on things and see if they vibe with it. And that's the thing. And if you like this episode, feel free to subscribe. And if you feel like buying me a coffee, go buymeacoffee.com/booksbyjosh. And definitely take a look at booksbyjosh.com for all my latest blog posts and my books. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.